Hello, and welcome to this Let's Play of Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I've never really done an LP before, and I thought it'd be fun to try one out, so here we are. Kirby's Return to Dreamland is a pretty fun Wii game, released in 2011 for the Nintendo Wii, and I totally did not go back to the title screen just to check that date. I promise, guys. Later re-released on the Nintendo Switch in 2023 as Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, but we're playing the original one on the Wii. And yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into the opening cutscene and I'll let that set the stage. So yeah, we just saw a huge ship crash and a mysterious little blue guy inside. Why or how that's happened, we don't quite know. And to be quite frank, I would kind of like answers. Because while we do have all these levels open and we can totally just go into stage 1 right away, I don't really want to do that right now. So instead, we are going to go to the Lore Star Cutter. That's the name of the ship, in case you didn't know. Talking to our mysterious fellow, we learn that his name is Magalore. And he says, "Hey Kirby, so you haven't seen any huge spaceship parts lying around, have you? As you probably noticed, when my Star Cutter crashed here in Dreamland, a bunch of stuff broke off and went flying every which way. The oars, the wings, 5 very important parts have all gone missing. I also lost all 120 of my energy spheres. My poor ship is in shambles. Anyway, I'm going to stay here and try to repair the lore as best I can. But I could sure use some help tracking down those missing parts." Well, looks like it's up to us to fix a ship. Well, looks more like a boat, really, but ah well. Anyways, it's off to the first little area, which is called Cookie Country. And yes, all of these areas are named after foods, and some way or another. Now before we actually jump into stage 1, and I know I want to get started as much as you do, I thought it would be nice to talk about all the abilities you can get in this area and kind of learn about them a little bit first. So, without further ado, let's meet the copy abilities, starting with Sword. Sword is a pretty good ability. Heck, I'd say it's a great ability, being able to dish out tons of damage while still being easy to use. It's the perfect ability for beginners. Couple that with the fact that it's one of the few abilities that can be used underwater and you have a truly fearsome ability. It doesn't end there though. Sword also has uses in puzzle solving thanks to its ability to cut ropes. Overall, Sword is a pretty well-rounded ability with great puzzle solving capabilities and even greater combat capabilities. Cutter. Cutter is also a pretty solid ability. It's a little trickier to use than Sword, but once you learn how to effectively use it, you'll be cutting through all who stand between you and the goal in no time. That's not to say that Cutter comes with no drawbacks. As stated earlier, Cutter is just a teensy bit on the trickier side of copy abilities. Additionally, it cannot be used underwater like Sword. So yeah, Cutter is harder to use than Sword, but once you learn how to use it, it is very rewarding. Fire. Fire is another easy-to-use ability with a wide range of moves, making it both a great ability and fun to use. Just like Sword, Fire is also quite useful for solving certain puzzles, mainly lighting fuses for cannons and melting ice blocks, both of which are quite plentiful in this game. Leaf. Leaf is the first of 4 new copy abilities in this game, and unfortunately, pretty underwhelming. Everything Leaf can do, other abilities can do better. The only reason you'd want to use Leaf right now is to be able to take no damage while blocking attacks, which, once again, is done better by a few other abilities we'll see very soon. Don't worry about this being common among the new abilities though, the rest of them are much better. I promise. Needle. Needle really got the short end of the stick in the ability overhaul department, having a measly 5 moves, all of which are either not very good or are done better by other abilities. Because of this, Needle falls into the same category as Leaf, and is a very situational ability. Spark. Spark is a pretty solid ability, allowing Kirby to create a force field by pressing the attack button. Alternatively, Kirby can create a weaker but portable version of the force field by shaking the Wiimote or mashing the D-pad, which makes for an amazing trade-off between mobility and damage. Beam. Beam is a pretty cool copy ability. Despite being able to solve most puzzles that Spark can, neither ability overshadows each other due to them having different playstyles. While Spark is more of a defensive ability, Beam is more offensive, and as a result, the better ability really depends on your playstyle. In this video, Beam has a higher utility rating, and that's only because I prefer offensive abilities to defensive ones. Alright, and now that that is done, let's go into the level. Now of course I did not mention every single ability, I still have a few that I will mention, but I'll mention those when I copy their abilities, since they're a little more on the special side. One thing that should really be mentioned is that Kirby's Return to Dreamland is really where modern Kirby begins, in my opinion. This game has significantly less copy abilities than the older Kirby games, but as a trade-off, every single ability has been very heavily reworked. They got a plethora of new moves. You can kind of see, just by me using Sword Kirby right here, I'm pulling off many different moves, whereas in previous Kirby games, they only had about, like, 2 or 3 different abilities. Another thing that has happened, which we are going to see a great example of right now, is that some abilities have been combined. Take Fire, for instance. Well, I just used this is a move that was on Fire Kirby in older games, but now, by dashing and pressing the attack button, I can use the move that was originally on Burning Kirby, or Fireball Kirby, depending on which Kirby game you played. Either Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland or Kirby's Adventure, which is really cool. pressing the attack button while using it allows me to drop little fireballs, which is pretty cool. Kirby himself also gets a super inhale move to allow him to inhale larger objects. You can even use it on those big Waddle Dee guys, even though I didn't use it on those big Waddle Dee guys. Sorry, I'm trying to inhale this. It's really hard. Those food items we saw there will restore our health. It's just that I'm such a god gamer that I don't need to be restored HP. And, yeah. I'm gonna drop my ability because there's something very important up ahead. I'm gonna walk up to him. This dude. This is a Super Blade Knight. And if we actually copy his ability here, well, we'll get... Ultra Sword. This is the first of 5 super abilities in this game. Super abilities deal loads of damage and are super useful, but can't be taken outside of a level to compensate for their sheer power. Ultra Sword is no exception to this. Press the attack button to swing a massive sword and slice and dice everything in range of the attack. And as an extra bonus, the sword changes each time you swing it, with some swords being quite rare. And with our newfound ability, we can summon a gigantic sword. Yes, that is right. This ability is very powerful, as one would expect. And as you just noticed, I summoned a Kendo Blade. Really cool thing about the Ultra Sword, which I've probably already gone over, but I'll say it again, is that it changes into a few different swords each time you use it. Some swords are also very rare, and I don't even know if we'll be able to see them in this LP or not. I really hope we do, because I've never actually seen them before. This thing. This is a little portal. You can find the— oh my god! Oh my god, just when I don't even know what to say right now. So that was a super rare Ultra Sword form. It was the tuna. I've never seen that before. I'm sorry, I'm freaking out a little bit, but anyways, we could go in this portal here. We'll lose any ability we've currently copied, and we'll go into this little platforming gauntlet. It is intended to be played with normal Kirby. There's a lot of, as you can see, there's a lot of inhaling going on here. And this purple goo is chasing us. We can actually spit objects at it, and... oh boy, I'm screwing up. Alright, there we go. Inhale multiple objects and you can plow through everything. I just wanted to demonstrate what happens if you spit objects at the purple goo. Which, I mean, unless you're really struggling, I wouldn't really recommend doing. You could, if you know what you're doing, you can kind of do these pretty easily. And I'm just gonna get you out there. At the end, we have 2 copy ability capsules, so Sword or Fire. I'm gonna go with Sword because it's pretty fun, easy to use. You can get a lot of damage out of it. And we fight a little mini-boss at the end. This is a Sphere Doomer, and if we defeat him like so, he will drop 2 energy spheres. And these are in every level that has a super ability in it, like Ultra Sword. And yeah, get a Maxim Tomato for our efforts, and there's the portal back to the level. That was fun. Hoo-yah! And yeah, this little golden door with the angel wings marks the end of the level. Pretty simple. You also get the gold game, a staple of every Kirby game. As you can see, I just got the 1, which is the best bonus you can get. Kirby does a longer dance if you get the goal, if you get the number 1 than he does on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. And you also get a bigger bonus. So do try to go for the 1. Next up is stage 2. Oh, hey, it's Leaf, but I don't really like Leaf. Sword can kind of do everything Leaf can do, but and also do it better, so sorry, Leaf. It's just not happening. Ooh, I want that burger. There's a warp star. If we grab that, I mean, these are kind of just flashier versions of doors that they just take us to the next part of the level with a little cutscene. It's a shame we never get to go to this little area here. At least not that I know of. I see you here. They thought they could hide that from me. Think again. You know what? I actually will take Cutter. I love a good Cutter. Check this out. Watch this, watch this, watch this cool kill. Hoya! Oh yeah. It's my favorite move to do with Cutter. The final Cutter. Really good at killing bosses, as one would expect. And I'll slice that down. Any slicing ability can cut these ropes, which is really useful. Is that a secret up there? No, it's not. Okay. I could have sworn there's, like, something to look out for in this room, but I'm trying to remember where it is. I must be going crazy. Right. In case you're wondering why you might be hearing controller clicking, is because, I think I mentioned this, I'm playing on Dolphin Emulator, and I'm using a PS4 controller as an emulated Wiimote. Ah, here's the energy sphere. I actually kind of want to hold on to that little blaster, because it can do a lot of damage to enemies. Ew, Needle. Sorry, Needle fans. Don't really like Needle all that much in this game. I do like it in Forgotten Land, though. I think it's pretty solid there. Ah, get out of here! I see you. A little secret room here. This is an interesting background to use for this room. But we get a little lollipop here, and it makes us invincible. So that is definitely something to take note of. A little secret down here. Ooh! Thought you could hide from me, huh? A little energy sphere in the cloud, in the tree. Well, I'll keep Cutter. Oh no, my invincibility ran out just as I got to the boss. You're joking. What can I say? Cutter is really good at... I think I mentioned this before. Cutter is really good at shredding bosses. And we can use Sword to clip our blade through the wall and get the last energy sphere. And with that, Stage 2 is done. It's goal game time again. Hopefully I can get a 1. I got a 2 instead. Yeah, me getting the 1 in the first stage was kind of just a fluke. I very consistently get 2 on the goal game. That's 6 energy spheres in total now. And here's stage 3. Oh, no, wait, I actually kind of wanted that ability. Oh, there, it's back. Spark is another instance of an ability that got integrated into another ability. We have this move, that is, Spark has always had this, but now if we just smash the D-pad or shake the Wii Remote, you get the ability that Plasma had in Kirby Superstar, which is pretty neat. Oh, and there's the Spark ability capsule. We just get rid of this. We can go down here. And this energy sphere down here, took me so long to realize there was an energy sphere there as a kid. I remember I felt like the smartest person alive when I found it. Just charge up the little force field. I definitely think this ability makes that move definitely makes Spark better, in my opinion, because just the regular barrier move is kind of bad. It's a similar reason why I don't really like Needle all that much. And we can just open that with my little Spark powers. You know what? Let's use Fire a bit. Fire is a fun ability to use, and actually, wait, no, Beam's in this room. Let's use Beam instead. Beam is really fun. We have a little dash attack. We can do this. We can even do like a little 360 if we just keep pressing the attack button. And it goes through walls. And we get this move that I really like doing. Get rid of that cannon. It's actually called a Shotzo. Official Kirby canon. The cannon is called a Shotzo. And we can bring this key back. Just gotta jump over that enemy. It's called a Brontobert. And that's the second energy sphere. Hi-ya! I can just kind of use the air attack as a means to propel myself, and that's really fun. Wait, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, wait, no! There we go. I got the important item, which is the pineapple, of course. I don't want those star coins. Actually, no, I do want those star coins. You can always tempt me with money. Haha. And we got this guy. I actually don't know what this enemy is called, so... yeah, but he has a key. And we can race him to the end. Wow, Beam makes this really easy. No, I'll keep my beam. There he is. He's a really weak enemy. He doesn't really attack at all. And again, most enemies don't really attack at all, but he has the key, which we use to get the energy sphere. Also, yes, in case you haven't figured it out yet, we will be going for 100% in this LP. Did I get a 2 again? You're gonna see that a lot. Ooh, I like his little face there. His cool guy face. Kind of reminds me of the difference between the Japanese and English box arts, and how they make him more angry on the English box arts. Here's a level I like. Yeah, I'll stay with Beam for a bit. I really like the music in this level. Very, very nice. Hoo-yah! I don't need the food. There's this little hidden area down here with an energy sphere in it. That mushroom enemy is called a Cappy. Yeah, kind of, I mean, I guess because mushroom caps, but every time I hear that name, I just think of Cappy from Mario Odyssey. I want you to remember this room. We'll be back here eventually. The reason why? It's a surprise. Oh wow, I did actually make that. This is the invincibility lollipop again. We've seen this before. We can even cut strings with those little spider enemies make. I swear I learned their names at one point. I forgot. But we can go and grab the Maxim tomato up there. And continue down here. There's this item, which will make a little magic shield above your head. Pretty useful, especially with all these falling stalactites. They even break blocks. And we'll just pick up this other one because these items do have durability. And this one has more. So we'll break these, get the Waddle Dees out of here. And we're good. We are free to grab the second ability. Yup, I'm dropping my ability. You know what that means. There he is. That is a super hothead. If we copy his ability, we will get... Monster Flame. This is the second of the 5 super abilities. Press the attack button to summon a massive flame that travels from the left side of the screen to the right, burning everything in its path to a crisp. You can even use the D-pad to move the flame up and down to fry more enemies. Righto. If we use this ability, we will summon a massive flame that just goes from one end of the screen to the other and kills everything in its path. And we can even use the D-pad to kind of control its movement. We can make it move up and down, which is pretty cool. Took me so long to learn that. I felt really smart when I did, once I actually bothered to look at the pause menu. And let's get these guys. Let's get these guys. There is no limit to how many times you can use this ability, but there is a time limit. You can see that at the bottom. That little rainbow meter with the star on it. And you know what? I want to finish this guy off without using my Monster Flame ability. Here are these guys, and if we do that, we open another portal. Usually the portals are pretty easy to find in levels with super abilities. You'll usually have to either destroy a large amount of objects to make them appear, or do something with a unique object. You'll see this a lot more in future levels. Another thing that should be noted is that every world only has 2 super ability levels, with one exception, and oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Yeah, doing the super inhale is really hard to do on a PS4 controller because I can't shake my Wii remote because I have no motion controls, so I have to mash the D-pad instead. Let me use Leaf this time, because I feel like I should at least use it. I'm not particularly fond of Leaf. I just am not really. Like, I've basically just showcased its entire move arsenal. Maybe it's just because its moveset isn't as wide as, like, Sword or Fire, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Leaf is actually secretly a really good ability. And we coming up on the goal. Oh, I almost got one. And now that the 4 stages are cleared, haha, you thought there'd be a 5th level? No, it is the boss. I'll bet you won't even know who it is. You're never gonna guess who it is. It's totally not obvious if you've played a Kirby game before, because he's in, like, every single one. Okay, I'll stop talking. These top two abilities are really good in this boss fight. I've never really used Beam in this boss before, but Cutter and Fire are destructive in this fight. And you're about to see why, at least for Cutter's case. Here he is. He's the first boss of the LP, Wispy Woods. Franchise staple. Big old tree guy. I actually have to get away now because he does his little suck attack. We're not going to see very much of Wispy Woods. Like, I've already taken out half his health and... Oh, shoot. Okay, well, he almost got me. Now it's back to the usual. Just like that, he is down. Sorry, Wispy, you're laughably easy. And here's one of those 5 ship pieces that Magolor talked to us about, so let's go ahead and grab that, shall we? Love that Game Boy Advance Kirby dance music. And we'll just throw those ores onto the ship. You did it, Kirby! My ship has its ores back. Thank you so much. I'm counting on you to find the other missing parts. Keep up the good work. And don't forget to keep an eye out for all those energy spheres. If you collect enough, the broken doors within my ship will reactivate. There are 2 really cool sub-games that you can play with your friends. Haha, bold of you to assume I have friends. Haha, just kidding. I do have friends. And I love them a lot. As friends, of course. Not to mention copy ability rooms with all kinds of copy abilities to try out. And there are several challenge stages that will really test your skills. Indeed. If you find enough energy spheres, reactivating those doors will be a breeze. So whenever you see one, be sure to grab it. Wow, you've already found 13 energy spheres. Way to go, Kirby. You've reactivated the door to a challenge stage. It's over in the room on the right. Why not give it a try? I don't know why the sign had to shake, but yes, collecting energy spheres unlocks things in the Lore Star Cutter. In this case, the Sword Challenge. Now, I'm not going to do that right now, and I'm probably not going to do that for a little while. Yeah, well, don't worry. We'll get there when we get there. For now, if we go back to the world map, we unlock the second area. So, that was a fun episode. Went through the introduction, cleared the entire first world. I think that's a good stopping point for now. So, on the next episode, we're gonna explore Raisin Ruins. See you next time.